Hey, interwebs, moralgamer here, and we're looking at God of War. Yeah, I'm starting with God of War Ascension, and good game, bad game. Was Honest Trailers right? Let's find out. God of War, if you're not familiar with the series, and this is my first entry into it, not that I'm not familiar with it, but this is my first entry. It is an epic series that takes place during the time of the Greek pantheon. You play as Kratos, a man who lost his family, lost everything, so he made a pact with Ares, and he became the ultimate warrior. Not like the WrestleMania dude, a different ultimate warrior. Kratos then went on several missions that ended up killing the entire pantheon. So what's next? The Furies. Yep, Chicas who determine the fate of mankind. He's after them now. Why? We'll find out. The nice part about the story, though, is that before you just stick the disc in, let it load up, and watch. Before you get to the start menu, watch. They give you this great story about how the Titans, Water Titan became like the oceans as they were all battling. And the Water Titan became the oceans, Fire Titan became mountains and volcanoes, and all the Titans as they were dying out became different parts of the land. Really cool cinema. The rest of the game's not as cool, but still, this was a really cool cinema, well narrated. I really enjoyed that. I thought that was just excellent, guys. Wow. But then you get into the game itself, and in the game itself, the story is that Kratos was captured by one of the Fates, okay? This is where you start the game. Kratos is captured by one of the Fates, and as she's deciding to toy with him, torture him, he, of course, escapes. Because there'd be no game if Kratos didn't escape, right? During his escape, they lead you on this chase and everything, and you fight some of the most behemoth bosses. Bosses that make the Colossi look minuscule. That's God of War. But at this point, this enters one of my complaints about the game, because you start off the game with just Kratos' basic moves. However, this part of the game takes place ages after, weeks after a lot of the rest of the game, in which you already have a lot of other moves and abilities. And so the timeline is off. And this is where Prototype did something nice. And Prototype, it's an older game, guys, but you know what? They did it right. Because you start off Prototype with some of the end moves. Not all the moves, but some of the end moves, so you feel more powerful. And then as you go back to the beginning, you gain more and more power, but you start out with the basic moves. So when you're at the end area, they have you with some of the more advanced moves, and when they throw you back to the beginning, they make it like you're building, you're rolling thunder there. And I like that better than what they did here, because it just seems out of order, guys. I mean, I understand what you're trying to do. You're just trying to wade the player in, get them used to the system and stuff, but not working. Something that I don't like about this game, and I do like, is the gameplay system. Now, the gameplay system is basically a combination of swing Kratos' chains and grapple attacks. And now, Honest Trailers said that the game can be won using square, square, triangle. That's not correct here, guys. That's not correct at all. Most of your battles are going to be a lot of smashing the square button until you wear an enemy down to the point where you can grapple with him and Kratos does a finishing move. This is the reason why he ended up in Mortal Kombat 2011, by the way. He is brutal. But still, even though that's the norm, a lot of enemies can actually be picked up with your chain. You grapple them, pick them, fling them at other enemies, and that's how you go. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. It's a lot of picking up the smaller enemies, throwing them at the bigger enemies to wear down the bigger enemies, and then the bigger enemies, you'll end up whipping them around a little bit with your chain until they wear out, in which case you can grapple with them and try some type of epic finisher. And the epic finishers are quick time events. And we all love quick time events, don't we? Quick time events suck because you have to make sure that you are pressing the buttons at the right time. If you have a game recorder, record the QuickTime events, then go back and enjoy them. Because anytime you do QuickTime events, a person doesn't get to enjoy what's going on. That's one of the worst things you can do to a player, because you're forcing them to play and focus when there's something going on that they should be enjoying. There are a few QuickTime events, though, that I did enjoy where you actually get more interaction. So, like when you're cutting the tail off the Gorgon Medusa creature, basically you're cutting it off and you have to make sure that you dodge at the right time, because if you don't dodge at the right time, she kicks you off and then you have to start over. And those were actually fun QuickTime events because you got to be more interactive and you got to enjoy more of what's going on. So those are pretty sweet. The game itself, though, is massive. And they really make you feel this way. Beautiful graphics. But you're small, little, minuscule Kratos in this wide open arena. And then they use perspective so much to show you how grand everything is that you just can never see Kratos. It's easy to get lost. There's not even a little, if they did the thing on the floor, you'd never see it. The thing over his head, you'd never see it. No matter what, anything they did, apart from like, hey, Kratos is bright blue, everything else is red. Except for doing something like that, it's so easy to get lost because of the perspective here. And more so, I thought by the time PlayStation 3 hit, we'd stop with these fixed camera angles, guys. These fixed camera angles, they get you killed. They make it hard for you to see what's going on around you. When you want to explore, it's all fixed, all fixed, all fixed. I got so frustrated in places because I'm trying to figure out a puzzle and I can't always find what I'm looking for or search the room because it's a fixed camera angle. It's like, let's walk, guys. Let's walk. This is all you're going to see. There's stuff over there, but you can't see it because it's a fixed camera angle. They should have left that with PlayStation 1. This PlayStation 1 game, I can understand fixed camera angles. PlayStation 2, early on, I can understand. Later, no. This is PlayStation 3. No fixed, read my lips, no fixed camera angles. That was frustrating as heck. And you would be in tight quarters fighting mobs and you can't always see what's going on outside of where you're at because of the fixed camera angles. I'm okay. Just frustrated. And that's the next frustrating thing about this game. Bug test your game. Test your game. There were so many times I'd be in one part of the game and it wouldn't load. It wouldn't make the connection that is supposed to transition you into the next scene. You're supposed to go to the next area. Instead, you'd be caught in these places and continuously dying because the game would not work. Why would you do that to your fans? Bug test your game. Make sure it works. Have someone actually play through it. Alpha test it, for crying out loud. Oh my goodness. And worst of all, my game save. I'm about halfway through the game. My game save is erased. Why would the game do that? The bugs that I had to deal with in playing this game, even though it's been patched and it has all the patches, frustrates me to no end. When your nice little disc hits the shelves, it should be ready, guys. It should be ready. Is this the right game for you? Is it the right game for you? I like the game from the sense that it is a good action platform. It is definitely a lot of action. It's repetitive action, and that to me got kind of boring. Even when you get further in the game, the more you realize that, hey, I got tons of special moves, but I'm still only supposed to use these few. and that is a major issue because I have magic out the wazoo as Kratos, but I can't use it all because the best thing to do is keep going into rage mode or doing my square, 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 square dodge. Or grab someone and whip them at a boss. Howdy ho, neighbor. There we go. Frustrating. I think it's repetitive, and if you know, I think I am giving God of War, and I know I'm going to get hate for it. Comments below, guys. I know I'm going to get hate for this, but God of War is getting a shovel of shame for me. When your save data is wiped, when the game kicks you into places and glitches you out instead of transitioning you to the next area, like a good game should, when the game has places where you can't see what's going on, and this is what, 7th generation gaming? That is shovel of shame worthy. This is a big title, guys. This should be far more polished than it is. Control and enjoyment wise, this should be far more polished. I am frustrated with this one, and I am shovel of shaming it. I am shovel of shaming it. Shovel of shame. There you go, guys. Morals. Parents, no. Obviously, you're going to go through the whole weapon combat, mythological creatures, and there's going to be some pretty brutal finishers, actually. So, obviously, the brutality of it is there. It's mythology, magic usage, blah, 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 right? All the usual stuff you'd expect, especially with Greek pantheon. My number one reason for not recommending this one, though, from a moral standpoint, is they have an obsession with breasts that I've only seen in infants, okay? And for different reasons. Almost every female villain, creature, whatever you can find, is topless and hanging out. Maybe if you're a horny teen, maybe that's what you want to see in a game. But for me, I'm just like, dude, I don't need to see that. That does nothing for me. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to make Medusa sexy? Let's make Medusa sexy. Even though you're supposed to rip her head off, okay? We're just going to make her all, ooh, look at me. Look at me. I've got a body. Come on. Be attracted to my body. Don't rip my head off, please. These are just... If you're going to do a game... and I understand they're probably keeping up with like 300 and other stuff like that, but if you're going to do a game, guys, I mean, just really, you got to throw that in there? Come on. You had enough going for it before that. Just wipe that crap out. moralgamer.com. Have you played God of War? Do you think it deserved a shovel of shame? This is Ascension, by the way. Do you think it deserved a shovel of shame? I'd like to hear from you in the comments below. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, share. If you're on our website, about up there, we've got our list of stuff that's coming up. Check out our schedule, and we will catch you next time with another review. Thanks for watching.